I'm Adora Wopor, and today we meet creative Calgarians expressing themselves through beautiful movement and music. We meet the conductor of a very unique type of choir.
It started with the group, the family.
Then we discover the sweet sounds of lo-fi soul.
We'd hear a song and we'd feel a certain emotion from that song.
We learn about some live outdoor theater and concert series.
So it's a community space and it's a space for exploration.
And finally, we strap on some roller skates and hit the streets.
And then it's good to start with a bop.
All this and more on Living a Creative Life. Living a creative life in Calgary can mean so many things. And now that it's summertime, get ready for anything. It could be a heat wave, it could be a thunderstorm, we could have a flood. But we know that we're gonna get through it, and those are the times that we create the best things. Scanning the socials. At Sahar_Hakimi shares his digital in-progress painting with us. At To The Awe features a tactile video called Ladyfingers by Jennifer LeBlanc. At Stephanie_Bansky shares their daily sketchbook practice recognizing the many children whose lives were lost through residential schools. Red 52 is a choir performance ensemble that activates its audiences with unique covers from some of pop music's biggest hits. And they're on a global mission to expand the boundaries of choral music.
Red 52 is a choir that started in 1952, hence the name. We focus on pop and rock pieces, delivering high energy performances twice a year at the Bella Concert Hall over at Mount Royal University.
So how has COVID influenced your group? I know that to be in a choir, you need to be together.
That was one of the hardest things for members. Obviously, when the news came out, we realized we were going to have to, change our method of operating. We went to Zoom, and we did that at first just to socialize and have a good time. And then we thought, well, maybe we can do some special things and create some virtual videos, because virtual videos have been around for a while, and it exploded. We asked those questions, why are we doing this? Why are people here? And it started with the group, the family. It is a really big release coming together to make music like that. It's so important. We heard time and time again from members how important it was to their mental health and what happened to them when they stopped singing as a result of the COVID restrictions.
I know that Rev 52 is revving up for some new shows this summer. Please give us that information so everybody can come and support you.
For sure, after 16 months of digital content creation, we're finally doing our first live shows. July 24th and 25th, we're gonna do 5 shows at NMAX Park in an outdoor area, have people come, 100 people per show. Shows start at 12 p.m. and they run every 2 hours, 12, 2, 4, 6, and 8 p.m. each day. And we have 40 songs now that we've been learning over time, and we're going to be presenting those in different set lists. So no matter what show you see, you're going to see different pieces and different guest artists at the time. It's going to be awesome.
A fusion of funk, soul, and trip hop, it's truly hard to categorize Sgt. Comrade. Fresh off a Polaris Long List nomination, we sat down with them to discuss their album, Magic Radio.
Putting an album out during COVID was difficult to a certain degree, just because you're not able to do live shows and do the songs live for the audience, because a lot of music is the whole live experience. So we had to do a lot of digital style shows, that sort of stuff.
At the same time, it was oh, well, at least we got an album out. So if this thing goes south, at least we got some music out there.
His style so smooth.
Were you using your community to really create these songs?
With the songs, we wanted to bring it back to a time where we would listen to the radio just as children, and we'd hear a song and we'd feel a certain emotion from that song.
Focus on things that happened in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s instead of just thinking of what sounds are today.
So I feel like the album is just real because it's like a real experience.
The album is called Magic Radio, and we have the vinyl. Look at that throwback.
The cover is an unfinished sketch of the actual piece, which is back here. And as you can see, it's a little more detail in here, but this one was just, for some reason, seemed more complete or something in the unfinished stage, which tends to happen sometimes. But the cover is the Magic Radio. Each little thing represents the songs that are on the album. And as you can see, each one is a detailed little story within the bigger story, which is Magic Radio.
Now, you've been nominated for a Polaris Prize.
It's just such an honor because there's been so many musicians that I look up to that have been nominated for that as well. And I think like that nomination, I feel like people just like realize that like they were a part of the story because it was like a real life experience, so they could like relate to that.
White wine and Riesling, the caters cater. Nobody can't debate us. Up higher than Otis elevators.
What advice do you have for folks who want to create something that isn't of this moment, of the trend, but still definitely valuable?
You have to go back in time and study music and give respect to all the great people that came before you.
I want to give the listeners hope. I just remember being a kid and singing all the time and people just telling me not to sing. They're like, you have a terrible voice, you shouldn't sing, you should never sing. So like everything that's been happening, like with the music, it's just like the little kid in me is just like really happy about that. But I would say like never give up, know yourself. You don't need to fit into a particular box. Like you can just authentically be yourself and realize that there's no one like you.
We visit the vibrant community of Sunnyside to chat with Springboard Performance about their upcoming summer nighttime events at Container. What happens here in Container Art Park?
We do all sorts of things. Basically, anything that's performance happens in this space. We've got music, we've got DJs, we've got clowns, we've got children's theater. You know, it runs the gamut throughout the summer. So it's a community space and it's a space for exploration and experimentation in performance and body movement and art.
Now, Keith, can you tell us a little bit about your journey to what's happening here this summer?
Back in the fall, I put on an impromptu Zoom concert for my youngest son. So he's a music student. So not knowing anything about Zoom, I thought, you know what, it'll make him feel good is get all his buddies and all of our family and friends just to see him, because everybody wanted to see him, and also perform for him, because he's a musician.
Heard the hiss of vinyl when I was only 3. Giant record players standing just as tall as me.
So what that turned into was a series of weekly concerts every Friday night for 1 hour. We'd bring on 4 musicians from all over the map. We have semi-pros like Tom Phillips and people that just hadn't played. We were able to create a concert where every performer got 3 tunes, and we were in and out in an hour on a Friday night.
Is that coming to Container Art Park? I feel like Sunnyside could use as much music as possible.
Well, exactly so. So what was once online weekly is now we've transformed it into Sunnyside Summer Nights.
I can make some fine cuisine. I know all about wine. I can recite poetry, but at least the first few lines.
I know that we talked about music, but I feel like there is also springboard performance. What does springboard performance bring to the Container Art Park?
Springboard performance has a really long, rich history in the dance community. It's really where springboard performance started. But when springboard performance took over Container Art Park, the vision was to bring all kinds of interdisciplinary performance modes to the space. So, you know, all artistic practices, that includes the murals that you see on the site. Really, it's all about experimentation. It's encouraging artists to have a space to perform and express those ideas. We have some amazing programming lined up for the fall, and we're really hoping that the community gets excited about what's happening here too.
And now for the moment y'all didn't know you were waiting for. I'm gonna strap on my skates and meet Livy Skates at Flyover Park to learn some new moves.
When I hear something, when I'm listening to like a music that is particularly sweet in its beat, or it's got like a horn that you just can't help but like move your body to.
How is it being the queen of all things get down?
It's been amazing. It's been a wild ride, that's for sure. Roller skating has definitely impacted my life in many, many ways.
How has that been to be able to take your creative outlet and create community and give that skill to someone else?
I absolutely love it. Roller skating has totally, I don't know, saved me from like depression, and like when I'm teaching people, I'm giving them keys to be able to do that as well. And when you can help somebody in their life like that, it's unmeasurable, really.
I've been posting about the roller skates up and down like a mad person.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do joy, nobody's mad.
That's right, we're gonna do it.
All right, here we go.
So when we're skating, we always keep our knees bent, because that's gonna give us stability. And then it's good to start with a bop. Start with a bop. And then you're transferring your weight from one leg to the other leg. Yeah. And then remember to keep that bop. And then you're gonna stop, turn, and go down. Yeah! Beautiful! You know, roller skating has been in the Black community for a really long time, you know, when back in the 70s, you know, when they just wanted to come and skate. And it was segregated and they weren't allowed to skate, but it was the only rink in town. So they were like, okay, well, we're gonna create a special night only for you guys to come. You'll be welcome on that night, but any other night it won't be okay. So that became known as adult skate night. A lot of people, like a lot of Black people, really identify with it because we express ourselves through like dance, right? Dance is huge, and music, and it's a great outlet. And you know how they say that music is the sound of emotions, right?
Right.
So I feel like when you are releasing all of that emotion through movement, it's totally healing in that way.
I want you to tell me, what's the dream project?
We want to see more people getting on skates and seeing the positive change in their life and the good it can do and how much fun you can have and community connection. It doesn't matter like what age you are or what color you are, really, like anybody can connect on roller skates. So it's a really great way of building community. I really want to see people live their best lives, and if living your best life in the doorway and the pathway is putting skates on, I'm gonna help you. I'd love to see a bigger community of people of color on wheels, for sure.
We live in a vibrant and active city, don't we? Summer is the perfect time to get out and explore all the ways that you can be creative. So, if you have a story, project, or example of living creatively, please share to submissions at calgaryartdevelopment.com or online with the hashtag YYCLCL. Join us next time for more on Living a Creative Life.